course, I'll start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. One thing I want to open up with is, this character goes by the name of, what's this guy? Rap the News, look him up on YouTube channels called, Rap the News. But this character recently passed away, man. I believe it was, the day before yesterday. This character, recently passed away, man. Now, and I remember that guy. I believe he was on with, was it with the Sakari, for a dialogue one time. I was listening to that. And excuse me if I take a breath in between my speech, because it's pretty cold out here. But besides the point, and I was listening to him, man. You can tell this guy is, bugged the hell out. For lack of better words to use. You can tell this guy don't know what the hell is going on, man. Right, but guess what? His the Lord took his ass out, man. Alright, very recently. So that's why we always hearken upon, what is that? You go to Matthew 10:28. It says, don't just fear a man that can destroy your physical body, but not your spirit. But it says, rather fear the Most High that can destroy both your body, and your spirit in hell. Now, what is hell? Hell is here, on the earth. Just read, what is that? Ecclesiastes 3:16. It says there, I seen a place underneath the sun, the place of judgment, that wickedness was there. Right, so the place where, judgment takes place, is right here on the earth. Okay, this is, where you're judged, man. Okay, not, according to these, Christians, right, they'll tell you that, when your soul departs from your body, when you pass away, they'll tell you that, you go to a place and you burn there forever. If you were wicked, you'll go and burn somewhere in hell forever. And then they also teach that, if you're righteous, you'll die and you'll go with the Most High, and see your, family members that passed and whatnot. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. That ain't true. All right, and we've done lessons on it in the past. Okay, but the scriptures clearly tell you that everyone goes to the same place, when they pass away, man. Just read, Job, the 3rd chapter. Right, it says what? They're the wicked, they cease from troubling. They're the weary, they're at rest. Right, so everyone, they go to the spiritual realm, when they pass away. Okay, nobody's burning, in an underground, pit of fire right now, man. That's a bunch of mythology, right there. Okay, but that ain't true. Just like going back to Rap the News, even though he wasn't teaching the truth, where's he at right now? Rap the News is at rest right now. He's sleeping, right? He's at rest. He's not being, tortured in hell. No, he's at rest. He's at peace right now. Why do you think they put on your gravestone when you pass? They put they say rest in peace, right? They put the word R.I.P. stands for what? Rest in peace on your gravestone. And it doesn't matter, who you are. They always put it on there. It doesn't matter if you died of natural causes. It doesn't matter if you were a if you were killed by way of, death row, they'll still put that on your, your gravestone when you pass, man. Right? RIP stands for what? Rest in peace. And they're right on that. Why? Because that's what happens to everyone, man. Okay, and there ain't no, bullshit, where where people go, when they pass, man. And like what these churches teach, that's a bunch of nonsense, man. All right, and that's a hard pill to swallow, because we were all, raised off of that that theology. So the word theology means like a doctrinal, belief. I'll give up an example. Let's see, what can I use? What is that? Matthew 15. What is it? Matthew 15 and verse 8. So these people that draw nigh unto me with their lips, right, and they honor me. They supposedly honor me, and I'm nearly paraphrasing it. But then it says what? But in vain should they worship me, teaching the doctrine and the commandments of men. Right, and that's what people are doing, man. They're teaching a wayward, doctrine. That's what a lot of these cats are doing out here, man. Even these guys who are supposedly, in the know, right, who's supposed to, know what the hell's going on. Like this cat, what's this guy? To go to, bear with me for a second. Just got to cross the street real quick. These guys in the, what is that, LUIC, I believe? With the LUIC. No, they're on there, teaching that there's not going to be no Jacob's trouble, man. Because Jacob's trouble is just another word for the, for the Great Tribulation. Right? And I see you in the comment section, Darian, Shalom, and Shalom to Luke. Welcome to the show. But yeah, man. But we know they're going off. Okay, those guys are clearly going completely, way the hell off, man. All right, teaching that there's not going to be, a Jacob's trouble. The hell are these cats, talking about, man? All right. Darian said, I watched your list about the myth of adolescence, and it was great. I agree with it. Okay, good. Hey, you're off to a good start. I put that list together. I believe there's I want to say maybe 150. I used to have nearly 200 videos on there, but through the course of time, over the years, when YouTube channels get taken down, their their videos get deleted from off the internet, so therefore it comes off the playlist, of course, because it's no longer available on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I used to have nearly 200, but now it's like 120, because a good portion of them are not online anymore. Okay, but yeah, I put that together because hell, who the hell else is gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? And that's how you gotta look at it, man. And that's another thing you have to consider, man. Which we say that, well, we're the hopeful elect, right? Because we don't know if we're the Lord's chosen people or we know we're the chosen people, the Israelites, but we don't know if we're part of the elect or not, for lack of better words, right? We don't know if we're, part of the 144,000, right? We don't know. Okay, we have to take that, upon faith. That's why we'll say that we're the hopeful elect, because we don't know if we're, the chosen or not. Scriptures tell you that many people were called into this truth, but only a few are going to be saved. Right, so only a handful of men, were called into this. But guess what? Only of those men who are called in, not everyone's going to be chosen, man. Okay, so that's why we gotta, give this thing our all, man. Okay, we gotta give this, this truth of ours, man. We gotta give this thing our all, man. Okay, you gotta dedicate, time into this thing, man. You can't just be, playing around. Like, look at this character, Rock Upon Him, right? I mean, a couple years back, man, that guy was, doing a lot of, lessons and whatnot, but now look at that guy. Okay, now look. Okay, now now all these guys are back in the world, man. Or someone asked me in the comments, what are my thoughts about these political figures? Well, hey, look, man. All the political figures are there to deceive you, man. Okay, there ain't no way that someone can become the president of Babylon the Great, aka America, being actually, not part of their system. That'd be ridiculous to believe that. Okay, so all of these political figures, in some way, shape, or form, they're being controlled from behind the scenes. But ultimately, it's the Most High who's doing it, according to Proverbs 21 and verse 1. It says, the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord, and as the rivers of water, he turns it whatsoever he wills. Okay, so really, at the end of the day, the Most High is the one who's behind, everything that's going on, man. And that's that's a hard pill to swallow, man. And that's why I said, when you come into this thing, man, you got to put aside, what you were, taught prior to this, man. Okay, because you're going to find out, and I'm not directing this at, anyone in particular here, but, all of us overall, we're all going to find out that the truth is not what these churches told us, man. Right? The church isn't telling you what's true. Now, it should, of course, be mentioned that they're not deliberately, a lot of them are not deliberately, trying to mislead you. They just don't know what's going on. Look, I'll give an example. According to the scriptures, Christ is a so-called black man, according to the Bible. They ain't going to teach you that in church. They see that, that white image of, Serapis Christus, on the wall. And you ask them, well, why, why do you think that, that Christ looks like that? And that's a real question. Ask them that. And, all they'll tell you is, they don't really know. That's the reason they believe that, is that's what they were, raised, to think. Okay, but when you deal with the scriptures, it clearly tells you that, that the Christ is actually a so-called black man. All you gotta do is read, what is that, Revelation 1:14? Right, the depiction it gives you is of a, so-called black man. All right, not this white figure that we see in church. Okay, so you got to you got to be diligent, man. Don't just believe something because you're told. It's a lot of simps are doing out here, man. Bear with me for just a second. Just want to check something. Bear with me a second. Darian, what's your question that you're curious about, man? I don't think I quite got where your question is that you said you're curious about. You can ask. Luke said I'm tweeting this to Rock. Yeah, tweet this to Rock, man. Rock Upon Him. But don't get me wrong, I like Rock, right? Me and him, we go back a long ways. I want to say good 5 years, if not longer. So I like Rock. But you know what? He's clearly going off, man. Right, Rock's clearly going, completely off. Right, teaching that, that plantation, Christianity, nonsense, man. He's on there saying that, that Babylon the Great's the Vatican City. And that, what the hell else he's saying? He's saying that, the Most High, and Satan, are against each other. And that's clearly not true. That's not in the Bible. The Bible tells you that, Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, is under the authority of the Most High, man. All you got to do is read 1 Kings 22 and verse 19. It tells you that, all the spirits on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side, they all have to answer, back to the Most High, man. Okay, ain't nobody rebelling against what the Most High has to say. That's not what's going on. Okay, nobody's rebelling in the spiritual realm. Nobody's rebelling against the commands of the Most High. That's not what's going on. Okay, all things are in obedience to the Most High. That's why if you read, Matthew the 5th chapter, when they went to, that man who was possessed by the, by the demonic spirits, they called himself Legion, right, because there's more than one, and there's many of them, in that man who was tormenting him. But the Christ told them, hey, look, I command you to come out of the man, and they had to do it. So they asked him for permission, if they could, go and enter into the herd of, swine, that was feeding, on the hillside, right? So he gave them the permission to do so, and they went and did what the Lord told them they could do. Right? They weren't rebelling against the Most High, man. All right, because you see, as I said, man, when you come into this thing, man, you can't be, lukewarm in this thing. Oh, and that's even, what is that? That's in Revelation. Christ said, I would rather you be, hot or cold in this thing, not in the middle. Okay, and I'm nearly paraphrasing it. Okay, but he said, you're supposed to either be on fire for this thing, or you're not even supposed to be in it at all, man. Meaning what? You're supposed to, take this thing seriously, or you shouldn't even be here at all. No, and that's the way you gotta handle this truth, man. This ain't no light thing, man. This is this is truly the matter of life or death that we're in right now, man. All right, because look, if you ain't on the right hand side, man, then it's a wrap for you. No pun intended, right? Going by the channel, or I should say the title. In LOP, when it says rap, it's not rap music. It's like it's a rap, like it's over for something. Right? It's a I'll give an example. It's a rap for Rap the News, which is that guy who recently passed away. It's a wrap for him, right? It's over. He ain't here anymore. He's in the what is it? He's in the spiritual realm. So anyway, going back to what it's saying. Oh, you don't see this character might have got anywhere right now. Why? Because his prediction that he told y'all is wrong, man. Right? He told you that by January 1st, 2022, which was a couple days ago now, he said that Christ would have already returned and redeemed his elect. That didn't happen. So guess what? Now we found out that what he's saying isn't true, man. And I told you guys since day one, I said that his sequence videos, right? His sequent videos are going off. I said it from day one that, y'all who, were following after his sequence, that he was teaching, that y'all were going off. Those of you who were following that, man. Okay, and a few people took heed to that, but a couple didn't. Okay, then, hey, you can, you can get right, of course, but, now it stands, obvious, for lack of better words. Now it's obvious, that he was wrong. And I said that was how it was going to be all along, man. Right? Because, he's really no different from the 501c3, church, right? They're teaching that, bear with me for a second. They're teaching, all types of, nonsense up in there, man. That's what I told you, man. If you're still going to these places, in 2022, you you should know better, man. You should know better, to know what to to be doing, in the years we're in right now, man. Okay, matter of fact, I was watching earlier, somebody put up a video. I believe it was what was that, the brother Bible Defender, right? He put up a video earlier where he went to one of these churches, and he was recording at the back window, what everyone inside. Someone came out to confront him, and he asked them, well, why are you guys wearing masks in church? They didn't really know. He asked them, what's the MOB? He didn't really know. All the guy could say, oh, well, you can't be here and record us. Just shows you, man, that these churches, it's a wrap for these churches, man. Right? It's over for these places. First of all, it tells you in Acts the 7th chapter and Acts the 17th chapter that the Lord doesn't dwell in temples that are built by hands, man. All right, so the Lord isn't dwelling in these churches. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that it's a wrong thing if you have a building that you teach in. There's nothing wrong with that. But to tell people that you have to come to our church to actually praise the Lord the right way, that's going off. Scriptures tell you where two or more are gathered in my name, there will I also be. Right? So it doesn't have anything to do with going to a building. Okay, that has nothing to do with that. As I said, man, guys better correct themselves. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Someone said, Darian said, I'm just chatting with this brainwashed idiot who thinks 16-year-olds are kids and you're an adult at 18. Man, these people annoy me so much. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. It's it doesn't make logical sense, to make a statement and say that, it's a human being who's 16 is not somehow an adult, but then somehow 2 years later they just somehow become an adult. That's not logical. That's an illogical fallacy. Look up the word illogical. That means a statement that is void of common sense or reasoning. Right, so such a statement of that's void of common sense and or reasoning. That don't make logical sense to make such a statement. All these guys out here, man, everyone to go around and teach that like it's gospel or something. So these guys are doing, man. Ask them why they believe that. Nobody really knows. Everyone knows to repeat it, but no one really knows exactly how that's true. Hey, look, man, Darian, you got to read, Teen 2.0 by Robert Epstein. You're going to find that book very, enjoyable if you haven't read that already, man. Just go ahead and look up on YouTube. Look up Teen 2.0 Robert Epstein. You can listen to a few interviews that people have done with him, over the last couple of years, man. Which you can find them on that playlist I sent you. Okay, or I should say, I told you to look up. You can find them on there. Okay, but yeah, man. Nobody really knows what the hell's going on. So certain of these beliefs, people just know to repeat it because that's what they've been told. Like, I'll give an example. Just like with the whole, how they restrict you from, let's say, drinking alcohol till you're 21 years old, right? Ask somebody will believe that. Like what reasoning, do you use to come to that conclusion? And the only thing that they can tell you is, well, that's the law. Okay, well, what is the law? Are you even capable of even defining what that word even means? Oftentimes, they of course cannot. First of all, what's the word authority mean? What's the word government mean? The word government means mind control. Okay? Read a book named The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larkin Rose. See, a lot of cats think they're deep, man. No one knows what the hell's going on over here in Babylon the Great, man. Which is America, not no Vatican City. In case any ones, out there, like from the try to, and find, are tuning in, man. Bunch of damn fools. Bear with me for a second. Let me see. Just bear with me for a second. I wanted to get caught up on what everyone's trying to say. Hey, look, I'll try to hit that link later, man. I can't press that at the moment because I'm on YouTube streaming. It will turn the stream off if I click it. But Lord willing, I can come back and do it a little later. Let me see. And I hope the audio is not too choppy for everyone. There's not much I can do about that at the moment, man. No, this weather is crazy, man. I mean, hell, yesterday it was actually relatively, I'd say relatively hot out, right? Because I'm from down in, Sunshine State, right? I'm coming from down in Florida. I was living down there for, I want to say, 11, 12 years. So I'm used to a little bit of cold, right? I enjoy a little bit of cold weather, when it comes in, right? So I'll be able to walk around, with no coat on. Well, these people out here be wearing free coats. You know what I'm saying? Because I enjoy that cold, because I'm always used to the heat. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you, man, the other day it was decently warm out, right? So I would wear a jacket, right? But guess what? Now I got to put 2 jackets on to walk around. So it shows you, man, like the weather right now is crazy. One day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day it's snowing, the next day it's raining. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So I'm gonna end it in a second. I'm not gonna go for too much longer. Just a little, quick hit. While I had a few minutes. The Vigilant Soldier, yeah, I like the Vigilant Soldier, but he ain't around no more. Okay, he ain't, I don't know where the hell he's at, man. I called the guy 2 years ago. We had a 50-minute chat. And ever since I tried to reach out to him, and he ain't there, so I don't know what he's doing. Someone's gonna have to reach out to him and tell him to give me a call, right? Or reach out to me online. But anyway, I think in a couple seconds I'm gonna call that the video there. Hope it was edifying, and I'm gonna say shalom.